So I'm Ben Knowles. I am the PhD baby within this group, and today was actually the first day that I've met the colleagues in the Healthy Landscapes team in 3 dimensions. So it's very fresh for me. And so I'm not going to be sharing a lot about the details of my project because it's just in its infancy. But what I will share is a little bit about my background that's led me to this place. The project that I'm involved in is actually a cross-college project. So it's between the College of Health and Medicine and the College of Science and Engineering. My project is really broadly looking at the health benefits of contact with nature, and listening to all of the other people that have just spoken, I think the amount of research that I need to do has just gone down a lot. But from a particular perspective, so over the last 20 plus years, I've had the privilege of taking a whole range of people into the outdoors for a whole range of reasons, for their health and for learning. And one of the things that has struck me along the way is how naturally some of the benefits that I've seen and people have told me about come about in that context, in the outdoors. Probably about 16 years ago, I started working in this little niche field called bush adventure therapy, and it brings together active participation, and so physical activity and experiences in nature. And it brings together small groups of people, individuals or small groups, and a range of different natural contexts. These are coming along automatically. And one of the connecting, I'm not sure why that's gone through right there, so I'll try and go backwards just a step and see if it holds there for me. So one of the extensions that I'm hoping to bring in my study is the shift from thinking about people's health purely from a biomedical perspective and shifting that into thinking about it in a broader sense. And so in all of the pictures that you can see there's a really rich somatosensory environment that people are engaged in. And my study is really wanting to fulfill 2 roles, which one's really quite selfish in that there's a whole bunch of questions that have come up about why is it so that in certain contexts people have told me that going out into the bush has helped me clarify what my intentions are in life, and I haven't been able to do that before. And in other situations, people have gone from meeting me and being wrapped up in their physical capacity to being able to stand up and move in their bodies in a whole range of new ways. And other people have shared with me the changes in relational dynamics that have come up within family situations where the dynamics between parents and children have shifted dramatically through a range of different engagements with outdoor spaces, small groups, and adventurous activities. And thinking about adventurous activities as adventures of mind, body, and spirit that are not necessarily some of the really high-ended or perceived high-risk adventures that you might see in the abseiling picture there, but even going out the door into local green spaces as being the adventure of getting out and about. And so the selfish side of this study is really looking at the whys of all of that. What are the range of different mechanisms that come into play in those settings between people and place? And to try and understand those in a way that's coherent across a whole range of different approaches. And so while my niche area has been in bush adventure therapy, there's a whole range of other different ways that people go about supporting health and contact with nature. So just in Australia, there's practices that so bush adventure therapy, which I noticed that equine therapy, therapeutic horticulture. There's movement of doctors who are wanting to prescribe social green space prescriptions. There's schools of social work that are wanting to introduce green social work practices into their practice. And so, and you might have heard of forest therapy and forest bathing. And there's this whole suite of different ways of going about interacting with nature and supporting people to interact with nature. And if my study looks across the board at those different approaches and is wanting to build a coherent language to understand the different mechanisms that are in play there. And with this slide here, it's just wanting to recognise that wanting to go beyond just those internal mechanisms, those biopsycho mechanisms, to think about the social and ecological mechanisms that are at play as well. So that's it.